Hello students, good morning. So today we'll discuss the numericals from the chapter Mechanics of Solids. So let us move to the first question. The length of a suspended wire increases by 10 power minus 4 of its original length when a stress of 10 power 7 Newton per meter square is applied on it. Calculate the Young's modulus of the material of the wire. So you know the equation for Young's modulus. Here a suspended wire is there and its length is increased. Okay, it increases by 10 power minus 4 of its original length. So actually it is the ratio given there. Okay, that is the strain is given there. Directly the strain is given there. So understand the question. Here the strain is given as strain, you know, the change in length to the original length is given as 10 power minus 4. Okay, then a stress is applied. When does the length change? When a stress is applied on it, and the stress is given as 10 power 7, isn't it? 10 power 7. Strain has no unit, but stress has unit. It is given as Newton per meter square because it is the force per area. Okay, force unit is Newton and area meter square. Now directly you can find the Young's modulus, which is given by stress by strain. Stress divided by strain, that is 10 power 7 divided by 10 power minus 4. So what's the answer? It is 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. Clear? So that's all. This is a simple question only because you know the expression as y equal to stress by strain. Then according to the length, volume, etc., this will change. So we'll move to the next question now. Okay. So our second question is a piece of copper having a rectangular cross section of 15.2 millimeter into 19.1 millimeter is pulled in tension with 44,500 Newton force, producing only elastic deformation. Calculate the resulting strain. Okay, that means we have a piece of copper, and what about the cross section? It is in rectangular shape. Okay, so it is in rectangular shape. This is the shape and its dimension is given. That means the length is 19.1 millimeter and its breadth is 15.2 millimeter. So that you can find area because length into breadth is area since it is a rectangular in shape. Understand? Now here we have to find the strain, how much strain is produced in it, because the force is given, that is 44,500 Newton is given there. So first we'll write the expression for Young's modulus, that is Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Okay, also in this question the Young's modulus of the copper is given there. It is 1.2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. Okay, 1.2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. So here we want to find the strain. So what is strain? Strain is equal to stress divided by y. Clear? So stress you know, F by A and y is there. So F by A into y. Now you can substitute because force is given there, Young's modulus is given there, area is given there. So directly you can substitute, that is 44,500 divided by, what is area? 15.2 into 19.1. Here you have to take this into consideration, that is it is given in millimeters, so you have to convert it into meters. So here 15.2 millimeter, 1 millimeter is equal to 10 power minus 3 meters. Okay, so 15.2 millimeter means 15.2 into 10 power minus 3 meters. Similarly 19.1 into 10 power minus 3 meters. So here it will become 10 power minus 6. Clear? Minus 3, again this minus 3. So 10 power minus 6 into, what is the Young's modulus of copper given? That is 1.2 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. So now I think this is substitution done here. So calculation you have to do and find the answer. Young's modulus, you will get the answer and the unit is Newton per meter square. Okay, you will find the answer, right? Okay. So first read the question, write the data given and use the equation needed there. Then simply substitute and finally find the answer. Okay. So we'll move to the third question. So our third question is, a uniform wire of steel of length 2.5 meter and density 8 gram per centimeter cube weighs 50 gram. When stretched by a force of 10 kilogram force, the length increases by 2 millimeter. Calculate Young's modulus of steel. Okay, so first we have a uniform wire of steel, and what about the length? Length is 2.5 meters. Clear? Now density is given there. Density is 8 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, so it weighs 50 gram and when stretched by a force of 10 kilogram force, the length increases by 2 mm. So what is the change in length produced? Because original length was 2.5 millimeter, and what about the change when the force is applied? It is 2 millimeter increase. So I can write delta L, or the change can be represented as 2 millimeters. Okay, 2 millimeters. Now you can see the wire is stretched by a force of 10 kilogram force. So actually here people make a mistake, because 10 kilogram force means what? 10 kilogram weight. This is the meaning. That means 10 into 9.8 Newton. This is actually the meaning of this statement. Sometimes it will be like 10 kilogram weight. So it is also equal to 10 into 9.8 Newton. Clear? So this is what you have to convert here. Then what is given? Mass is given, no? Mass is given. And what about the mass? Mass is 50 gram. That is the mass of the wire. Which wire? Steel wire. And mass is given as 50 gram. Okay. So either you have to convert it into meters or you can do it in CGS system. So here what we have to find is Young's modulus, right? So Young's modulus, you have the expression. What is the expression? Young's modulus is equal to stress divided by strain. You know that general expression, isn't it? And here what all things we have? Force we have, isn't it? Force we have, but area we don't have. Instead, we have the value for density. So density, what is density? Density is equal to mass by volume, isn't it? Density equal to mass by volume. So what is mass here? Mass equal to density into volume. Clear? Now, this volume, you know, volume V can be expressed as a product of area and length, isn't it? Area and length. So instead of this volume, I can write density into area into length. Clear? Density into area into length. And from this we can find area, because in this equation actually stress is force by area and strain is delta L by L. These three values we have. Force we have, delta L we have, L we have, but area is not there. So in order to find area we are doing this. So what is area from this equation? Area is equal to, how can we write? Mass divided by density into length. Clear? Mass divided by density into length. Okay. Now substitute the values. Here actually some values are in SI system and some are in CJ system. So I thought I can convert the SI system to CGS. That will be better. So 2.5 meter will be equal to 250 centimeters, isn't it? Now this is in CGS system, no problem. Here 2 millimeter can be converted to centimeters, so it will change to 0.2 centimeter. Okay, 0.2 centimeter. Then here it is in Newton. So what is the CGS unit of force? Yes, it is dyne, isn't it? So how can you convert Newton to dyne? 1 Newton equal to how much? Yes, 1 Newton is equal to 10 power 5 dyne. You have studied this. 1 Newton equal to 10 power 5 dyne. So here I can write this expression as force is equal to 10 into 9.8 into 10 power 5 dyne, because we are converting each and every term in CGS to means from SI to CGS. Okay, so force equal to 10 into 9.8 into 10 power 5 dyne. This much clear. Now we have the expression, that is y equal to F by A by delta L by L. Okay, so all values we got. Here you can substitute because mass is there. Mass is 50 gram. Density is there 8. And length is there 250. So you will get the value for area. Substitute here. So finally you will get the answer. And the answer will be in dyne per centimeter square. Okay, answer will be in dyne per centimeter square. Clear? Once again, here we have a uniform wire of steel of length 2.5 meters and density 8 gram per centimeter cube, and the weight or the mass is 50 gram. Okay, actually this is the mass. The unit you can see it is in gram. When stretched by a force of 10 kilogram force, the length increases by 2 millimeter. Calculate the Young's modulus of steel. So Young's modulus, you know the expression F by A by delta L by L. But in this expression we don't have A. For that we have density. So from the expression for density, I'll find area. Okay, you have to substitute and calculate. Calculation part I haven't completed here, so you have to do it. Mass by density into L, then you will get the value for area, and finally in this equation you can substitute. You will get the answers in dyne per centimeter square. This is one way that I have done it in CGS system. You can do it in SI also. Okay, so I prefer to do in SI system. Just I done a demo to see how we can do it in CGS system. Okay, always the answer should be in SI system, that is better. Okay, so I hope it is clear for you, and we will move to the next question. So our fourth question is, what is the percentage increase in the length of a wire of diameter 2.5 millimeter stretched by a force of 100 kilogram weight? Young's modulus of the wire is given as 12.5 into 10 power 11 dyne per centimeter square. Okay, so here what is to be calculated, or what should we find here? You can see it is the percentage increase in the length of a wire. So you have to find the increase in length of wire, but not only the increase, you have to find how much it is in percentage. Okay, so you all know how to find the percentage. Whatever quantities you have, you will multiply it with 100. Then you will you are actually converting it into its percentage form. So first we can write the given data here. We have a wire, and what is the diameter? Diameter is 2.5 millimeter, isn't it? 2.5 millimeter. But actually we have to find the radius. So what is radius? Half, that is 2.5 by 2, it is 1.25 millimeters. Okay, here also since the value is given in dyne per centimeter square, I am doing it in CGS system. That is 1.25 into 10 raised to minus 1 centimeters, or I can write 0.125 centimeters. Clear? Then we have the value for Young's modulus given there. Young's modulus is 12.5 into 10 power 11 dyne per centimeter square. Isn't it? Then force is there. Again force, like the previous question, we have 100 kilogram weight, which means it is 100 into 9.8 Newton. Okay, but we are doing it in CJ system, so again I have to convert it into dyne. For converting it into dyne, I have to multiply it with what? S10 power 5. Clear? So I can write 9.8 into 10 power 5, and this 2 will give you 7 dyne. This is your force. So I think now the terms are okay. Now we can write the expression y equal to, this is our general expression and always we use this one for most of the cases, F by A by delta L by L, or F by A into L by delta L. Clear? We have to find the percentage increase in the length of wire. So first we have to find what? Strain. Isn't it? Not only the strain, we have to find it in the percentage form. That is delta L by L we have to find into 100 also we have to find here. Okay. So from this expression, that means in this expression, you can take the term delta L by L. What is delta L by L from this expression? As delta L by L is equal to F divided by AY. Clear? F divided by AY, or A is not directly given, instead we have the radius of the wire. So radius, normally we are taking the circular cross section, even though this is a wire, we are taking the circular cross section. So F divided by pi r square y, this is the expression for that. Okay, now we can find what is that. Instead of delta L by L, we have F by pi r square y. So I can write F by pi r square y into 100. Okay, now we can substitute the values. What is F here? F is 9.8 into 10 power 7 into 100 divided by pi into r is given as 0.125 squared into, again Young's modulus is given here, that is 12.5 into 10 raised to 11. Okay, so you will find and you will get the answer. Actually the answer is in percentage, because already we have multiplied this delta L by L into 100 here. Clear? Simple question only. So this type of questions will be asked normally to find the percentage decrease or percentage increase in the length of a wire, in the volume of a wire. Like that questions will be asked. So accordingly you have to select the equations and do it. Okay? Clear? So I hope you completed the writing part. Shall we move to the next question? Yes. So next question with respect to the bulk modulus, that is the change in volume. Okay, so listen the question. Find the change in volume which 1 meter cube of water will undergo when taken from the surface to the bottom of a lake 100 meter deep. Given the volume elasticity of water is 22,000 atmosphere. Okay. So here first the volume of water is given there, that is the original volume is 1 meter cube. Okay, and what is the question? As it is this 1 meter cube of volume of water is taken from the surface to the bottom of a lake, and what is the height or the depth? It is 100 meter depth lake, and you have to find how much change will happen to the volume when we are taking this 1 meter cube of water from the surface to bottom of the lake, which is having 100 meter depth. Okay, so here you have studied in your, I think in your 9th standard you have studied the pressure due to a liquid column. What is that? Pressure due to a liquid column. How can you find that? As if I am taking water in a container, this portion is actually termed as a liquid column. Okay, so it has a particular height. Clear? The water has a density rho, which is expressed by rho, and also it has what is the acceleration due to gravity is also considered, and here the pressure is taken as the expression H rho g. So whenever we are taking the case of a lake or a sea, whatever it is, we are taking this expression as the pressure. Okay, so in this question we have the values volume equal to 1 meter cube, then height I can take it as 100 meters. Density of water, you all know density of water, what is the value? As it is 1000 kilogram per meter cube, or if it is in gram I can write 1. Okay, 1 gram per centimeter cube. And acceleration due to gravity, because weight is acting downwards, so it is 9.8 meter per second square. So h rho g is there, then v is there. Okay, so first we can find the expression p equal to h rho g. Why I took this expression I explained, because this is considered as a liquid column and the expression to find the pressure due to a liquid column is h rho g. Okay, now substituting the values, I will get 100 into 1000 into 9.8, or 9.8 into 3, 2, that is 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. This is the unit of pressure. Clear? Now here the volume elasticity. What is that volume elasticity given there? As it is the bulk modulus. Okay, so it is given as K is equal to 22,000 atmos. Actually this atmos is what? Atmos is the unit of pressure, and you can convert this atmos. 1 atmos can be converted. How? By multiplying it with 1.013 into 10 power 5. 1.013 into 10 power 5. Okay, so I am multiplying this to get the unit in Newton per meter square for pressure. So this can be converted like 22,000 into 1.013 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Clear? So you have to find what? The change in volume. So change in volume means delta V you have to find. So delta V is equal to, you know the expression, that is PV by K, isn't it? As bulk modulus. Bulk modulus is again force by what? Area, that is stress by strain is delta V by V. This force by area is taken as pressure in the case of volume, and again delta V by V. Okay, so this will go up, that is PV by delta V is what? K. And you have to find delta V, that means K will come down. So the expression is delta V equal to PV by K. Now directly you can substitute, because P is there. You have calculated here is 9.8 into 10 power 5. Then volume is there 1 meter cube divided by K is also there, that is 22,000 into 1.013 into 10 power 5. Understand? So in this way you can find the value and you will get the answer in meter cube. This you can find the change in volume. Okay. So whenever the question is asked in the case of a bulk modulus, to find the pressure you have to use the expression H rho G, because we are considering that liquid, it has the liquid column, and the expression to find pressure is P is equal to H rho G. Okay, so that's all about this question. We'll move to the next one. So next question is, a steel wire of length 2 meter is stretched through 2 millimeter. The cross-sectional area of the wire is 4 millimeter square. Calculate the elastic potential energy stored in the wire in the stretched condition. Okay, so you know when a wire is stretched, there is a restoring force developed in the wire, and whenever we are stretching a wire, the work done to stretch is stored in the form of elastic potential energy. And elastic potential energy, you will study the expressions in your coming chapters, but here we are expressing it in terms of stress and strain. So the elastic potential energy, you know the expression, that is U is equal to half into stress into strain into volume. So this is the expression, right? And here The length is given. What is the length? Length is 2 meters. It is stretched through 2 millimeter. That means what is the change? Change happened is 2 millimeters. That can be converted to meter. That is 2 into 10 power minus 3 meters. Okay. And here the area is given. Area is 4 millimeter square. That is 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square. Because millimeter to meter is 10 power minus 3. Since it is millimeter square, you have to multiply it with 10 power minus 6. So answer is 4 into 10 power minus 6 meter square. Is much clear? Now we have to find the elastic potential energy. So strain we have. Because both delta L and L is there. So strain you can find. But stress is not there. How will you find stress? If Young's modulus and strain is there, you can find stress because Y equals stress by strain and stress equal to Y into strain. Isn't it? So first we'll move to that. First we'll find the strain. Strain is delta L by L. Delta L is given as 2 into 10 power minus 3. And what is L? L is 2. So answer is 10 power minus 3. No unit. Okay, because strain has no unit. Then we have to find stress. What is stress? Stress is Young's modulus into strain. Isn't it? Young's modulus into strain. That is 2 into 10 raised to 11 into the strain is 10 power minus 3. Clear? So again it is easy. 2 into 10 power 8 Newton per meter square. So you got stress and strain. Now oleum you can find because oleum of the wire is expressed in terms of area and length as A into L. Area is given there 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 and length is given as 2 meters. So what's the answer? 8 into 10 power minus 6 meter cube. Clear? So now all the terms are with us. So you can directly move to the substitution part, that is U equal to half into stress into strain into oleum, that is half into what is stress? You have stress as 2 into 10 power 8, then strain is there 10 power minus 3 and oleum is 8 into 10 power 6. Isn't it? So 2 get cancelled, then 10 power 8 and 10 power minus 9 is there, that is 8 into 10 power 8 and 10 power minus 9 will give you 8 into 10 power minus 1, which is 0.8. And what is the unit of energy? It is joules. Okay. So 0.8 joules. Clear? Simple question. Only thing is you have to check the data given and you have to apply it accordingly. Use the equation properly. Just the substitution part you pay attention and then we'll move to the calculation part. I hope it is clear. Okay. So now we'll move to the next question. So listen to this question. This is actually one of the common questions, means one of the important questions that it is asked for your exams. So listen carefully. Here two graphs are given and it is drawn to the same scale. Okay. So here the first question is, which of the material has greater Young's modulus? Because we have two graphs and this is for material A. We don't know the material. This is for material B. Okay. So which of the material has greater Young's modulus? That is your first question. You know Young's modulus is equal to what? Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Okay. So stress by strain in this term, if the stress is more than strain, we will get what? Higher value for Young's modulus, isn't it? Understand? If the stress, that is the numerator part, is greater than strain, you will get higher Young's modulus. In that way you can check. Otherwise, you know slope of the graph. You have studied in your 10th standard. How will you find slope? Yes, you will take the tan theta, or you will take the y distance divided by x distance. So in these two figures, when you take the slope of the stress strain graph, for the material A, the slope is higher than that for the material B, isn't it? So I can say material A has greater Young's modulus. That means if the slope is greater, slope means stress by strain is greater. By looking itself you can understand. If that value is greater, we can say that what? Yes, it has greater Young's modulus. Clear? So that is another way, or in this way also you can write. So that what is the answer? Answer is A. Okay. So material A has greater Young's modulus. So you have to write the reason also. What is the reason? Reason is here the slope of the stress strain graph for material A is greater than that for B. Okay. So next is, which material is more ductile? Which material is more ductile? You have studied two types of materials like brittle and ductile, in which ductile is having larger range of plastic extension and brittle means small range of plastic extension. Okay, so from the figure itself it is clear that material A has large range of plastic extension, because this much part is there. Only when it reaches this point it is attaining its fracture point, but in this graph it is suddenly after the elastic point or the proportional limit it is moving to the fracture point. So here the larger range of plastic extension is for A, and you can say that material A is more ductile. Okay, material A is more ductile, and you have to write the reason that it has large range of what? Plastic extension. So now you will be able to say which is more brittle. Yes, material B is more brittle because smaller range of plastic extension. Okay, plastic range of extension is very small in the case of material B. Okay, now the last question is, which of the following has more strength, or which of the two is stronger material? Which of the two is stronger? As from the figure itself it is clear that it can this material A can withstand greater stress before breaking. Its breaking point is here. Okay, when compared to the material B, its breaking point is here, and it can withstand greater stress before breaking. So you can surely you can say that material A is stronger than B. So you can write here material A is stronger than B. And what is the reason? As it can withstand greater stress before breaking. Clear? So this type of questions you have to practice more, and because of the time limit I have done a few questions from each section. So you have to do or practice more questions so that it will be easy for you to solve the numericals, and go through all the questions, copy it to your notebook. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.